stop this madness.
Ah yes, bald Rebecca, I bet you never thought your time was coming. In my defense, I was supposed to reroute her 3 years ago. Story time. The year was 2020, and I was in my bedroom before the pandemic, contemplating coming back to YouTube after 4 years. And from the corner of my eye, I noticed a certain doll, Rebecca Steen. And I just wanted to inspect her because I haven't looked at her in a while, and I noticed she has very thin hair. So I made it my mission to reroute her, but yeah, 3 years have gone by so fast, haven't they, Rebecca? So I thought I could take this as an advantage and show you guys how to reroute in a full video since I haven't done an update in like 2 years. So let me roll my intro real quickly and we can get started on this reroute video, shall we? But before we get started, today's video is sponsored by Whatnot. Hey guys, I don't know about you, but when I have too much clutter, I always have to find a way to sell it. As you guys may know, last week I did my very first Whatnot live stream and it went extremely well. It was very fun to interact with you guys and also be able to sell you guys some dolls and also give away some dolls. We sold a lot of great Monster High dolls, we gave away some great Monster High dolls, and I'm ready to do it again. But this time, we got some other dolls to give away and also sell. So what is Whatnot? Whatnot is a selling app. It's where live streaming and selling meet in the middle, and you're able to sell your items. And a lot of people are selling their dolls on there. I am one of them, of course. You can put things in your storefront so people can just buy it now. You can also auction off your items, and then everyone will bid in your live stream for said item. You could also do giveaways in your live streams, which is what I did with the Power Goals last week. And this week, we're going to be giving away some really cool Rainbow High dolls that are in their box and our collector. And we're also going to be selling just a bunch of dolls, such as OMG dolls, Mermaids, Rainbow High, and even some Monster High dolls. And if you guys sign up with my link, which is in the description down below and also on the screen, you can get $15 to spend on your first purchase. And if you have already signed up with it, this is going to be a second opportunity to use that $15 credit on something really great. I start my dolls pretty low, and if it's an auction, it's always starting at $1. If you guys want to join me on my second live stream, it's going to be Friday, April 28th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys should totally join, bookmark it on my page. I'm so excited to see you guys once again on the app. I had a blast talking with you guys, and I'm ready to do it again. Thank you so much, Whatnot, for sponsoring this video once again. And guys, let's get back to Rebecca, shall we? So as I mentioned, this is Rebecca's basic doll, and I was going to reroute her 3 years ago. And it seems I painted her scalp with like nail polish or something because it's chipping. So let's move on to the materials we're gonna need. You'll need some scissors, of course. They're gonna have to be good so you can cut the hair actually. For the scraping of the inside, I used this flathead that I stole from my dad in like 2014, and it does the job, and it has a lot of residue from Doll's Past. You'll need something to retract all of the glue inside, so I've been using these lately. I need to get something better, but these will do. Now, because Rebecca's already bald, I have a client here who's willing to sacrifice their hair. Surely don't think she minds, to be honest. Anyways, step 1, cut off your doll's hair till it is very stubbly. Obviously, if you're going to be rerouting any kind of doll, you don't want the original hair for a reason, so you're going to be cutting it all off to the best of your ability. There's these like little scissors that people use for like sewing. I can't remember what they're called. I think it's starting scissors to get closest to the root. After hacking all of your doll's hair off, you're gonna have a buzz cut moment. But now it is time to remove the doll's head. Of course, to be able to do that, you're going to need some boiling water. Boiling water is just everything to a doll, even though it sounds super painful. So because I don't know where I put my Jack mug, we're gonna be using this Christmas Starbucks cup. I'm then pouring the boiling water directly into the cup and submerging the doll's head. She's fine, trust me. I mean, is she really though? I don't know. After 30 seconds in the boiling water, I take the doll out and tap her like she was a cigarette and put her on a towel so she doesn't burn me. Next comes the jarring part, aka the fun part. I'm just gonna pull this head off. After safely removing the head, we're now going to bring out our flathead and start scraping it inside the doll's head to get out all the glue and excess hair. While doing this, you want to make sure that you do not split any of the holes. I did it on this head, but then again, it's just a test head, so it doesn't matter to me. But if it matters to you, just do this very carefully, and you should not split any holes into your head. It's also good to note that if you do this straight after the boil wash, the head is going to be too squishy, and you are going to be prone to head splits, which is what happened with this Frankie here. Just take your time with this step, have some fun, because it is kind of relaxing to see the hair just like get smushed into the head. And also make sure to take your time with the hair parting, because that is thatched in it really tight compared to the rest of the hair. Side note, this Frankie had very weird rooting. Like, look at the part, it doesn't even start in the front. Now, once you've gotten all the hair from the scalp as it seems, it's time to retract said hair from the hole in her neck. And that's what pliers or tweezers are for. Removing the glue is quite frankly really disgusting. You're going to be really sticky with your hands, especially especially on the scalp of the doll. So just be aware, it's not going to come off your hands very easily with soap and water. And now we're back with Rebecca. So to start the reroot, we got to take her head off again. So I'm going to get the boiling water and dunk her in. During this time, I noticed all the paint that I was worried about chipping already chipped off in the water. So we're definitely going to acetone that off. After using her as a wooden spoon, it is time to reveal Rebecca. And of course, because her head is squishy, it's going to be easier to pull off of her body. Now, obviously take your time with removing the head off of a doll you actually care about, because you don't want the peg to break in the head. It's happened to me before and it's not great. Even the necks could snap, which happened to the Frankie. We're not going to talk about the Frankie. But now that she's a free head again, we are going to wipe off all of this existing paint that I did in 2020. Of course, to do that, you're going to need 100% acetone. This is a doll's worst nightmare. Make sure when you're using acetone to not get this near any paint that you want to stay on your doll, or even getting it on the body. It can start melting anything away, and you just want to be very, very careful and use multiple cotton rounds. And now, because Rebecca has no paint on her scalp, I'm going to use this Folk Art black paint to fill it in. Now, the reason you want to paint the doll's scalp the color you're going to be rooting is because if you don't, it's going to look very bald, and you don't want a bald doll. Consider this step a doll's version of Rogaine. You're just filling in the areas before you put the hair. And I gotta give it to Folk Art, the paint is like really good. It's like super matte and it isn't tacky feeling. Now that her head is completely painted though, we're going to move on to the hair. I just have the exact shades laying around my house, so we're going to use these. For this reroot, I'm going to be using nylon doll hair, so I got this blue from Shimmerluxe, and I also have this black from the Doll Planet. I have multiple shades of black here, and I'm just hoping that they're all the same. To reroot a Monster High doll, you're going to need 2 ounces of doll hair, which is typically quantity of 2. I'm also going to be starting the reroot with the blue because there's not that much blue on this Rebecca doll. This hair is extremely long, and I don't need it this long, so I'm going to cut it in half so I get a little bit more hair for my reroot. Moving on to my rerooting tool, it is basically just an X-Acto knife base, and the needle is actually from Shimmerluxe. Any doll hair provider sells needles and also reroot tools, so I definitely recommend grabbing one of those or a set of needles just so you have the proper tools for your reroot. So let's start the rerooting tutorial, shall we? Grab a strand from your hank of hair and make sure it is all nice and neat. You're then going to wrap it around your finger and make sure that the ends are even. You're then going to use your needle to pick it up. That is why one of the ends is longer and one is shorter. And once you get it on the needle prong, you're going to put your finger on the needle itself and pull down the strand until you are holding it on your tool. Then you're going to grab the doll head that you wish to reroot and find your first hole and pluck it in. Now, don't be alarmed by this, but hi Astronova. She has a lot on her mind, literally. But since my Astronova recently broke, I wanted to show you exactly what rerooting a doll's head looks like if there was, you know, just a huge hole in the head. Firstly, this is what a doll's rooting looks like inside the head. It is almost sewed in and you can't pull it. Astronova doesn't have any glue, so it was possible for Mattel not to use glue. I am now going to show you what it's like to reroot a doll from a POV of a needle. That just looked painful, didn't it? As you can see, the strand is pierced through the head this far, so each time you do it without knotting it, it is like this. Speaking of knotting, this is the knot method. You just basically wrap the strand around your finger, forming an X, and pick it up with your needle. Then, holding the very tip, you pull the strand and form the knot. And I'm going to show you again by plucking into Astronova. Now, with the knot method, you are able to pull the strand more closer to the scalp, and you actually do not need to use glue, but I do recommend using glue just because you don't want any hair falling out ever. But yeah, Astronova, I hope you enjoy your little blue streak for the Teen Vogue party, and back to Rebecca. Thanks, Jay. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this one more time, and then we're going to go into full time-lapse mode. Rerooting is definitely a very tedious task, and it is very worth it at the end of the day, but it also just takes a very long time. But now it is time for the time lapse. This is like a few hours in the making, so yeah. While we're watching me plug multiple holes into another doll, hi. I wanted to come on here because it is going to be muted because I was like listening to Flower by Jisoo and I don't want a copyright strike. So I'm about to finish my doll room. That video should be up some point next week. But also I want to come on here and thank every one of you for getting me to 1 million subscribers. What the hell? I honestly never thought I was going to hit 1 million subscribers. I was actually really content at 100,000 when I hit that like 2 years ago. And to see how we as a community have evolved with the times, I'm gonna say I'm a little shook. I definitely want to celebrate this, so I have some ideas. So obviously I want to do a giveaway because like I love giving back to you guys and it's so fun, but I also want to do something else. So if you guys have any like ideas of what we can do, I will do it. Whoever gets the most liked comment of what I should do for the celebration part along with the giveaway, I'll do it. And remember, this is me. Nothing is too crazy of an idea. I mean you've seen the shit I've done on this channel. But anyways, guys, I still want to just thank every one of you for supporting me. I never expected to do this. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, so to be able to do it for you guys, it's a dream come true, honestly. And I am very grateful to have you guys as a community, and I love you guys so much. So, but thank you. But remember, guys, comment down your most wildest like idea of what we should do to celebrate this humongous milestone. After several hours of rerooting Rebecca, it is now time to do the other side of her part line. Now there's many ways to do a part line, but I do it an easy way, so I root one whole line on its own, then root in the exact same holes and form the part. I recommend getting one of these little clippies and clipping one side of the part so you don't lose it. Now there are some holes next to the part that I am going to fill in with some blue just so that they're not, bald in those areas. So as I said, I just find the exact same hole that I rooted in from the other side and just flip it over and clip it down. Another way you can do this exact same method is just root the one line and split it down the middle with a very sharp needle so it forms the part that way. But after a little while, I have now a full part and she looks really good. But now we are going to seal in our hair with some glue. Now a question I get asked a lot is if the glue will seep out just like the original Monster High dolls did. No, it will not. Mattel used some industrial waxy glue that really does not do well with time and also famously leaks out because it never fully sets. The glue I use is Fabric Tack glue. This is the brand I use and it works really well. It bonds a lot of things together and especially doll hair to vinyl. This glue is very good. It dries in like 2 hours for me, but of course you want to let it dry for 24 hours after you put it into the head. So I'm just pouring in a little bit into the head and then getting a little Q-tip and smishing around it, making sure it saturates everything. Never squish the head to try to get all the glue touching each other. I've noticed when I do that, it causes a bunch of rips in the head because we just rooted a bunch of holes into this head. So you do not want to do that. So after gluing everything down, I recommend leaving the head upside down like this and letting the glue dry for 24 hours. So I'll see you in a little bit, Rebecca. So it has been a few hours since we have glued up Rebecca, and it's now time to do the pull test in several areas just to check if it's actually set. And now it is also time to brush out the hair. You're going to lose a lot of hair right now, but it's normal. It's just all the excess that you did not root into the head. And after the brush out, it is now time to set the doll's hair because it is very voluminous, as you can tell. And while you're at it, make sure to wash and condition the hair so it's extra silky. After setting the part and all that, it's now time to rejoin Rebecca's head to her body. Okay guys, so this is Rebecca. She's still wet, of course. She has hair again. I'm surprised. I haven't seen her with hair in like 3 years. And I'm honestly super excited to give her back her curls. But we're going to do that next week with her other ghoul friends, Venus and Rochelle. So make sure to come back next Friday for that video so we can see how I restore them. It's going to be like a new series of me restoring my old Monster High dolls so they look better on the shelf. But guys, if this video was any way informative of how to reroot, let me know down below. Also share with a friend in case they're curious on how to reroot and all that kind of jazz. If this is your first time watching my channel, hi, my name is Jay and I do doll stuff. Duh. And I'm typically not this congested, but I'm sick, so. And guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, it's also at ZombieXCorn, so you might as well follow me there if you follow me here. You gotta support. And guys, make sure to check out Whatnot. It's going to be a very fun experience. Guys, join my stream next Friday. It's gonna be fun. And if you get $15 off and I have a doll for 15, that's basically a free doll. All you gotta do is pay the shipping. But I hope to see you guys there. And guys, I will see you in the next video, but till then, bye.